Well, hey there, American Farmsteaders. This is Jenny with the Grimstead Family Farm.
And Donna with Hazel Bell Farm.
And we are coming to y'all from Northeast Florida as two American farmsteaders doing our best to grow our own food and share our homesteading experiences with you in hopes that you would grow a little food of your own.
Yep, and this week we are talking with Annette Thurmon, Midwestern girl turned Southern belle. She left a nursing career to be a full-time farm girl and homemaker, blogger, podcaster, and now the author of Simple Country Living, the book that answers the calling for a simpler life, which we love.
Yes.
Hi, Annette.
Hi, how are you? Thank you so much for having me.
Good.
Yeah.
Thank you for coming.
Thanks for coming on. So what part of the country are you in?
Yeah, so I'm not too far from you. I am in Northwest Georgia.
Oh.
So I'm about an hour north of Atlanta and an hour south of Chattanooga, so kind of right in between.
Okay, so that like Alpharetta, Rome area.
Yeah, Alpharetta is more like northeast, and I'm more like west, so closer to Rome, yeah.
Okay, cool.
That's a beautiful part of Georgia.
It is.
Yeah, we for a long time had wanted to move out and kind of be in the country, and we were looking everywhere and kind of ended up this way, and it's been so nice. It is a pretty area for sure. So
Awesome.
we like it. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So tell us a little bit about your farm. What are y'all growing? What are you farming?
Yeah. So we're truly on about 6 acres. We don't utilize all of that. But we moved out here almost 8 years ago, which seems crazy. It's been that long, but just trying to just change what we were doing and get back to kind of our roots and back to the basics of what we think we all used to do so many years ago, and now no one does.
Right.
And so it took us a long time to actually move, just trying to find something we could afford and land and all those things. But now I was a nurse, like you mentioned. I was actually working still at the hospital and driving back and forth into Atlanta while we were still on the farm. And after my daughter was born, I kind of just felt like I wanted to be more with her. And so I almost 3 years ago officially was like, okay, I'm going to try to do whatever I can do here, at home. And so I dove in a lot more into things we had already been doing, but now it's just more of my daily everything, which is, gardening, caring for our animals and things. So, we have a home garden. We don't do like mass scale farming or anything like that. We don't have the capability, but we try to grow as much as we can for our family, of our own food, and just do all the homesteady things.
Right.
And it's been so great. It's been really fun also seeing my daughter grow up in it and just seeing how just excited she is every day. And it's cute. Lately, she has this saying when, we get dirty or we're doing stuff, she's like, "It's okay, Mom. We're farm people. It's okay if we're," and I'm like, "Yeah, you're right." She came up with that by herself, and I'm like, "Yeah, you're right. It doesn't matter." Half the day we just actually did like a deep clean of the chicken coop. We finally finished this morning. So, I mean, it's a fun,
It's a dirty job.
Yeah, it is. It was really dirty. But hey, it's fun. I've realized, just so many life lessons you learn just by being outside, getting your hands in the soil, being around animals. And I'm just grateful. I'm grateful I get to do it. And it's fun to share with others and maybe hopefully inspire them to do the same. So I don't know. That's kind of where I'm at right now, I guess. Yeah.
That's our whole goal here is just to help encourage other people, to show them, like Jenny always says, like, hey, if I can do it, anyone can do it.
Right.
I love what you said about your daughter. Like, it's all she knows, right? I mean, that's all she has a memory of. And it's funny with, as we see the mass exodus out of the cities and, we've kind of transitioned into this life as adults, even like, I mean, I had a taste of it as a child, but, and a lot of us have kind of that seed that was planted when we were younger, but we've moved out of suburbia into life, but our kids, it's all they know, and it's all that they've grown up in, and mine are young adults now. Jenny has them from teens to young adults, and they wouldn't have wanted any other kind of childhood than what they got. Like, they love it.
That's the truth.
And Jenny has them where they're leaving the nest, and when they get back, she's starting to get that, like, gosh, Mom, a little bit of appreciation, you know?
Yeah, they do. Like when they come over to eat now, they're like, oh, what are you cooking? Did you grow it?
Yeah.
Or like they'll say funny things like, I had to go to the grocery store and buy cucumbers.
It's so weird.
And they're like, they don't even look like cucumbers, the ones you buy in the store, and they're all waxy. I'm like, I know.
It's so funny. But yeah.
They probably like our kids are like ruined for life on the taste of fresh food versus like grocery store food. Like, oh.
Right.
Yeah. They didn't, and when they're home, they when they were living here full time, they just didn't realize like how good they had it. And then they leave and they're like, whoa, not everybody lives like us. No.
Yeah.
There's a whole world of different people out there.
Yeah, I love that though. That's so great, and how amazing for them to have that. So good for you, for sure. Yeah. I was going to say how you're talking about like the mass exodus of. I think it is kind of like it might be trendy right now. I think a little bit to move out and do these things, but I feel like what I'm hoping is that when people actually expose themselves to this lifestyle and they reap those benefits of it, that then they realize, oh, this isn't just a trend. This is like the way I want to live. And it becomes just something that hopefully, we can all encourage more people to do, because it is so much better. And you don't know that sometimes till you do it. So I don't know. We'll see.
One thing I like that you mentioned in your book in the beginning is to not wait for perfection. And so now that you've been doing this for almost 8 years, and you mentioned a regret of wishing that you had started learning the skills before you had moved onto your property, and that's something that I really would like to emphasize for people. So what was the one thing that you realized you could do?
There's so much. I think that's what
onto this slower, simpler life, this homesteading, if you will. I kind of hate using that term now because it has become so trendy, but people for the sake of conversation know what we're talking about. What was it that you realized you could do on your own that kind of made you go, what else can I do?
Yeah, things like, for example, like canning, preserving your food is something you can do anywhere. You don't have to like live in the country, and you don't even have to grow that food and then preserve it. You can support a local farmer, go to your local farmer's market. And I think sometimes, it's just like the step of, oh, let me actually just like try and do it, so just preservation as a whole, whether fermenting, dehydrating, canning, whatever form of that, I think is something that everyone can at least be exposed to without having, living on acres and doing all that. You don't need that. And then even just gardening, I think that's also something that you can do a lot in a small space. And I'm guilty. I was guilty originally. You see people with these huge farms, huge gardens, and you think, oh, like that's what I have to do. Well, honestly, that's a lot of work.
It is.
So I actually would recommend, start with something in your backyard, in your neighborhood. That's okay. Because simple. So it's little things like that. You can, make some of your own, things at home, whether that's cleaning products or different things like that. There are things that you can just learn, and you don't need you don't need to be in the country. Where I think you should be in the country is, I think the air quality is better. I think, you're not as distracted by all the kind of like things the city can, constantly, it's go, go, go. I think there's so many benefits to being out a little ways and being a little more in nature, plus doing all those things. But don't like wait just because, you don't have like the perfect setting. That's never going to happen. I think it doesn't. Like life is life.
There's no perfect. No. And even like when you get out, there's still no perfect. There's still stuff that
for sure
we could change about our property, and you make do with what you've got.
Yeah. I agree. And it's like, and not everyone has the same scenario. Some people might be able to move and find a piece of land that already was developed a certain way, had a house, had all the stuff, and you're just working with that. So we're starting from scratch. I mean, there's so many scenarios. We're all in very different scenarios. I think the goal is to say, what can I learn? Start with one thing, and then just kind of build from there. I don't think you'll ever regret learning something. And like you said, like we started this, we had already, been in the city. We'd already been married for over 10 years. I mean, we'd had like a life for a while before we even started. It wasn't like I was fresh, like, yay, And so you can always start something new. It's never too late to learn something new. And when it's something that makes you more self-sustainable and something that can teach you so much, well, then even better. So
right, even better.
Yeah, I think starting in the kitchen is the perfect place to start, because everybody has a kitchen. And like you said, just pick that one thing, and learn that one thing. And when you've learned that one thing, pick another, and you just keep on going. I mean, that's essentially how we built our farm. It was like, let's just do one thing at a time. And so basically, like every year, we added one more thing, one new animal, or, and it adds up.
Before you know it, you've got a big working farm.
For sure. Too many things sometimes.
And so, and I think, with all those things adding up, I think it's important, and you mentioned this in your book, is to find your why, and keep that why, it refer back to that why, because it's going to get hard, and if you establish your why, it really helps keep you motivated.
Yeah. And that's something I wish maybe someone would have, we kind of dove in, and our family and friends thought we were crazy for like moving out far. And like, so there wasn't a lot of,
you can just a person as an adult.
Like people thought there wasn't a lot of understanding as to why we were doing what we were doing. And so I wish someone would have told me, like, really kind of even like write it on paper, like, why are you doing this? What is inspiring you to do this? Because there will be times where, it's when it's like raining and awful out there, and you're having to go out in freezing weather, raining weather, feeding animals, doing things, when your crops die for whatever reason, when like all these things, you're like, why am I doing
what was I thinking?
What was I thinking? It's not easy. I mean, obviously the book is called Simple Country Living because I tried to kind of like simplify it down to really basics and things, but it's a busy lifestyle of good things, but it's busy and it's a lot. And so I think you got to know why am I doing this, and kind of stay grounded in that, because, and your why could change, maybe from year to year. But it's just nice to just have that as your kind of like guide, like, okay, this is why I'm doing this. So on the hard days, you're like, I know why, and I want to keep going.
Right.
Yeah, it's a good busy though. It's a good busy lifestyle.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah.
I mean, and I hate to sound cliche, but I'm going to. It's you hear choose your hard. So I would say you choose your busy. Do you want the busy rat race life where you're, spinning your wheels? Honestly, that's how I felt. I didn't even know that in the moment, but looking back, we were spinning our wheels financially and just family priorities and, not necessarily home cooking meals as much as we should have. And we've kind of come full circle on that, where our kids are older. So we're like, I don't want to cook for the two of us. We're in a weird transition time, but, that busy was a negative busy, and the farm life busy, the homestead busy is, I have to get out there and pick the tomatoes before the rain comes and they all split. Oh, I have to get out there and milk the cows before who knows?
Yeah.
So I can let the calves out because they got to eat. You know what I mean? Like there's always something that keeps us moving and going, and we're not stopping much at all. So, but it's good, and it's a life that we've chosen.
Right.
And it's so fulfilling, and as opposed to just getting out there to work for a paycheck, which I'm not going to say that money is terrible. Like we need it to make people go around. Yeah. But at the end of the day, if I had no money, I still have food.
Right.
That's a big thing. Yeah, you're right. For sure.
So tell us about your book, Simple Country Living.
Yeah.
It's out right now, right? When does it come out?
It's out it's out April 2nd. So
okay,
good. Yeah, it's soon, which is so fun. I know you write a book and it takes it's over like a year and a half, almost, since the whole start. And so it's finally like, oh, okay, you can actually get it soon.
And it's beautiful.
Thank you.
It is.
Thank you.
Your pictures are lovely. It's laid out perfectly, and the content is amazing.
Yeah.
Thank you. I was trying to, I think homesteading, the term can be kind of intimidating, because I think a lot of times people feel like we said, you do so many things. And so when you think homesteading, you think you got to go like all or nothing, like, oh man, I got to like now do all these things. Right. And I think it can be overwhelming. And I was trying to reach like the person living in like a sky rise, like thinking like I crave this lifestyle, but I don't know how, and hopefully just trying to make it like beautiful and inviting and simplify it in a way. There's so many things you could cover.
You do a really good job of showing what that looks like for that audience, that I feel like this is where I'm being pulled, but I don't really know how to take steps to move in that direction. I don't know what that looks like. And you really put it out there that this is what that looks like. These are some real actionable things that you can do and what you can look forward to and what you can learn. And I think that's what makes it so amazing.
Yeah, thank you. I was trying to I'll share like my real life experience, so that's what's in there. Just things we learned or things, that hopefully are helpful and that you can do. And so, the focus is some on gardening just basics to help hopefully give, someone an idea of where to start and kind of go from there. And then some on preserving your harvest, canning, things like that, where I think a lot of times people are really intimidated by it. And I think there's a lot of negative things out there that maybe is, if you don't have enough knowledge on it, you could think like, oh, I don't, I can't can, but it doesn't have to be that way. Some on home preservation, making meals at home together. And my main emphasis throughout the whole book was ways to do things together as a family, because I think that's something else too. You can live anywhere in any condition, and you can choose to make a home cooked meal with your family, once a week and sit at the dinner table and, have that time together. And that's something that's so important nowadays. And just to do things together as a family. So that was kind of something I weaved in throughout too. Just ways, to do things, involve the whole fam, whether you're gardening or preserving or, doing things seasonally. Hopefully you can benefit. I just think, family time is important, and nowadays it's not as cherished, I think. So.
Yeah,
I agree. I think it's not the priority for a lot of families, sadly, as much as it was a generation or two generations ago.
Yeah. I agree. So, I don't know. I think, the main thing is I think it starts with like us setting an example, right? So hopefully someone maybe like reading something in the book and deciding I'm going to implement this, and then sharing that with someone. And I think that's hopefully how you get people to maybe come back to this way of doing things. I don't know.
Ignite the flame. Yeah.
Yeah.
I took full advantage of some of your recipes that were in the book. Yeah. My neighbor, he's so funny. He's been wanting to learn how to pressure can for like the longest time. And so they just built a house down the road from us. And they went out and bought all the pressure canning stuff. And so they've just been waiting, like, when are you going to run your canner? And so I was like, you know what? I'm going to make this spaghetti sauce recipe because I had so many tomatoes from last year's garden in my freezer still.
Yeah, same.
Ridiculous how many, and I still have tomatoes. So I was able to make a double batch of the sauce, and it came out amazing. Yay. And I called my neighbor and I'm like, okay, I'm running the pressure canner today at 3:00. If you want to see this, come on over. And so it went well.
Good. And
good. And he's like, oh, wow, that's it? And I'm like, yeah, that's
You
it.
can do
like,
this.
It's not hard. It's not scary.
Yeah.
You know, and I think it really just helps, like people just actually seeing something, you know, it takes, you know, the fear, the guesswork, you know, to actually just see it with their own two eyes. So
I love that. Well, I love that your neighbor was even just excited about it. Oh, that's so cool. Canning recipes are fun. Tomatoes, it's so funny you said that about the frozen tomatoes, because I literally just opened my freezer a few days ago and I was like, I need to probably go ahead and do something with these before I have new tomatoes to plant.
Freezer right now, it's ridiculous. And our blackberries are flowering, and I have last year's berries still to go with, and mulberries and strawberries.
Yeah, I know. It's like you forget. That's also one thing. It's nice to remind people is that you can freeze things a lot. Like that is a way to preserve. Obviously, space is the issue, but you know, you can freeze a lot of things. And so, yes, my freezer is like right now, I was like, oh man, there's like elderberry frozen. There's blueberries frozen from like all these not random, but you know, and I'm like, okay, I got to just finish.
Do something with it.
Right. Yeah. Like you got to do something with it because you know the harvest is coming again.
Coming. Yes. Oh,
got to make room.
Busy season is coming.
But it's good busy, right?
Yeah.
It's my like favorite. It's like my favorite busy. My favorite kind of busy. Yeah. Harvesting is really fun.
Yeah. We're planting. When is your last frost date?
I mean, generally mid-April.
Okay.
But we've had frost hit like beginning of May. So usually I'll put things out and just be aware. I might have to cover or such, just because our weather's just weird. It's a little unpredictable. It can be unpredictable. So yeah. What zone are you in down there?
We're 9A.
Okay, so you can grow a lot, which is so nice.
We grow a lot. We have a super long growing season between our states. We had a last frost. Well, Jenny's in a weird like microclimate, so she doesn't count. She had a more recent last frost. I haven't had a frost at our farm, which is only like 20 minutes away, in weeks. It's been several.
Nice.
Yeah, we're supposed to hit 39, I think, tomorrow night.
Which means it'll probably be frost at my house.
She'll probably
and of course frost. I have tomatoes in the ground, so.
Oh no.
Yeah. I was going to say live and learn, but that's not true because we have lived to this. We've played this.
I know, and we do it every year. Same. You just.
But usually by mid-March we're safe.
Yeah, we're usually done.
We're usually safe by mid-March, so.
I went to the local nursery yesterday. We were doing a few things to plant outside, and they had tomato plants out, and I was like, why? Like, I feel like you're just trying to disappoint people because it's got like it's too early for tomatoes here. Like we are for sure a good 4 to 5 weeks where they can safely be, you know.
Right.
So I don't know. I'm like, oh well, you know, what do you do?
Yeah. Well.
Yeah. Anyways.
I wanted to mention the recipe. What I love about this book is it's not just a how-to book. It's not like a cookbook by any means. It's kind of like a hybrid of all of those, you know, all of the wonderful things. So there are recipes sprinkled throughout. Jenny mentioned your tomato recipe. I'm going to make your granola recipe.
Oh, yay.
But then there's also things like you have the gardening section and your husband's seed starting soil mix that he puts together. I'm going to try that out as well. Yeah. Even though we've started the majority of our seeds, I'm always looking to start something though.
I know. It's like you're never really done, you know. Like, what else can I put in the ground or in a tray?
Yeah. So I think it's so cool that you have so much of that with your experience that you share, all of you know, that history that you have with all of those things, but also, you know, you talk about like home cleaners, like you mentioned, just natural living, the natural Easter egg dye.
Yep.
You know, all those fun things, but then also food recipes, you know, and some of these I wanted to mention for listeners because it's not just like plain Jane boring stuff. Roasted berry s'mores. Oh my God.
Yeah. That's so good, right? Yes.
thing.
Why not? That's
Yeah.
what you could, those frozen berries you got in your freezer.
Yes, that's exactly what I need to do. You are right. Spring veggie pot pie. That sounds amazing. Something I would have thought of. I don't know why, but
right.
Yeah. So, anyways, I'm excited to dive into some of those.
Yeah, when I originally was talking with the publisher about writing a book, they were like, they said, just tell us what you want. And I was like, well, what I want is something that has everything in it. And that means what I wrote. And they were like, usually it's got to be like just a cookbook or just a garden or and I was like, I know, but I'm going for something different.
Yeah.
Because I feel like, I just wanted everything to tie in together, so you kind of understood the whole concept of the lifestyle versus just like one aspect of it. Right. And so I was very excited to be able to do recipes, because that's something a lot of times you can't do unless it's a true recipe book. And there is quite a bit sprinkled in there recipe wise. So that was fun for me. So I'm glad you liked that.
Yeah, I love it. I mean, and that's what the lifestyle is. It's all. So how can you put a cap on that? Yeah. So it's been fun to share, and it'll be really fun now to share even more as people can get it. So
yeah. Well, I think it'll be great for the new homesteader that it is like a little sprinkling of everything, and so it kind of gives people a taste like of everything, Yeah. They can pick and choose, and something may spark their interest.
Use it as a springboard to dive in deeper into any one of those facets. I love it.
Yeah,
for sure.
So tell us again, the release date is April.
Yeah, so the release date is April 2nd, and it's on Amazon or wherever you order books from, I guess. And then, but they can always, go
now, right?
Say what?
They can pre-order now.
Yeah, and pre-ordering's helpful just to let like everyone know, like, ooh, this book, we want this book. So yes, if you hear this and it's before April 2nd and you pre-order, that would be wonderful. And yeah, on my website, azurefarm.com, there's like a whole thing where it gives more info, and I've got, all these things. So hopefully.
I think I spoke over you. I apologize. Tell listeners the name of your website again.
Yeah, the website is azurefarm.com. So AZURE farm.com. And yeah, it's got lots of info.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we'll put it in the show notes. Okay. You get all kinds of freebies that she has listed there. Which is super cool. And I think this is a great first time homesteader book for people. I mean, it's a good starter book, but I mean, we've been doing this for decades at this point, and it's great for us too. So I think it'll be a great read for everybody.
Yeah.
Well, thank you. I'm just grateful, and thanks for letting me talk about it.
Thank you. All righty. Well, thank you, Annette. We sure appreciate you coming to talk, and we look forward to seeing how this rolls out for you, and following your blog and your podcast and all that.
What's the name of your podcast?
So the podcast is the Happy Farmily podcast. So instead of family, farmily, Happy Farmily.
Okay.
I do it with my husband. It's like on relationships, and we mix in farm things in there, and so it's a mix too.
Sharing experiences.
Yeah.
Yep.
Very awesome. Cool.
All right. Well, thanks, Annette. You have a good week.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.